Also your father in the spirit world, or your father in the spirit world? And does your mother have a brother in the spirit world?
Yes.
Your uncle's here as well. And it's like as if we're going to have a party. Everybody's laughing, they're all happy, there's many people here. But before I come to your mother and father, there's a young man here. Now, I would say he was about 20 when he passed to the spirit world. You've got to go back a while for this young man. He was tall, dark hair, slim of build, and I feel with him that you would have known him. You would have helped him. Now, I feel he could have been a policeman or a recruit, somebody that was just coming into the police force. And this young man, I feel, would have had a car accident. He wanted to be a policeman more than anything else. But unfortunately, he got killed. He's showing me this crash, and it looks as if his car is embedded in a tree. So he's obviously come off the road and gone into a tree. And I keep hearing the name something like Nicholas. But what he's come for is to say thank you to you, because you helped him so much. I think you helped him perhaps with his exams or something like that, but you would have helped him. But I feel he's been in the spirit world about 10 years, so you'll have to go back to that time. But really, always come to say thank you to you. So lovely young soul there in the spirit world. Now I want to come to your mother. Was she a large lady like me?
Little.
Yeah, but shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's laughing away here. What a lovely soul. I feel she was a lady who we would have said in England was the matriarch. The family would have come to her if they had problems or troubles, and she would sit there, perhaps a cup of tea or coffee, and say, now listen, this is what you've got to do. That lovely, a soul that wants to give, and I think she'd been like it all her life. She was a wonderful neighbour. If anybody was sick or needed help, she was there. I feel as I link with her here, she was a very bubbly person.
What's she like to chat?
Bubbly. Somebody that you enjoyed being with. And you and her were very, very close. And was you her baby? Are you the youngest?
No, my sister was younger,
But you're a baby boy?
Yeah.
That's what she just said. She said, that's my baby boy. And so I feel the affinity between you and Mum was incredible. Would she have been in her 80s when she passed? And I feel I'm not breathing very well. Did she have problems with her heart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can feel she's having to drag up the breath. Also, she had bad circulation, she's telling me. And she said her legs used to swell.
Yes.
And she was glad to get off her feet at times. She had always been a very active lady, always been on the move, loved cooking, loved to get nice meal out for all of you. It was the way she gave her love through her food. And I'm seeing here, which looks something like what we call a stew. There's a big pot here with meat and vegetables, and it's just bubbling nicely here. Yeah, and she's showing me this, but she says towards the end of her life, the fluid wasn't draining away, so of course she was having problems with her legs. Did you know if your mother had an ulcer on her leg?
Ulcer?
Yeah, like a sore.
No, not that I know.
Okay, well, what she's giving to me here is like her skin is ready to burst. It's all tight. And usually when you get that, it does break and then you get what we call an ulcer. It's a sore because it needs to come out somewhere. So perhaps she just felt the skin getting tight. But certainly, I'm afraid you're going to get told off. She says to tell you, she's laughing. She's not really telling you off. She says, you tell my boy it is time that he started looking after his health and lose some of that weight. It is not good for him. But you do enjoy your food. And she says that's her fault because she always gave you good food. So she's part blaming herself here and part blaming you. Because she says to me here that you have so much work to do. Not just being a policeman, but by being the healer, the medium, and they do want to use you for trance. But like I said to you yesterday, your mother's just said, say what you said yesterday. You need to sit for it. Have patience. Just let it happen to her. Don't try and force it. You're a very honest man, she tells me. My boy is honest. And she says, he's a very honest person. And he wouldn't do anything that he didn't think was correct. They are so, if you could only feel your mum's pride. She is so proud of you. And it's like her heart is going to burst with pride because she loves you so much. And she said you were always a good boy. Oh, you did things that all boys do, like tearing your trousers and things when you were little. But that's normal and that's natural. But you've always been a good boy. And you've always been very helpful to other people. And the spirit world know all about you. They know your capabilities. They know what gifts that you have. And your mother says, I've been told that he's going to do such good work. So this pride, she's so proud of you. And she says, I know that in the future there will be many people that will come to him. But will you tell him that he's not to overwork? Now, he is, yes, she says he's a big softie. You understand? You're a big softie. And you won't be able to say no to people. But you have to, my darling. Because if you don't, you will become ill and then you can't help nobody. So, some people think mediums are quite hard, but we're not, because we know that if we want to work with the spirit world, we have to limit ourselves to what we do. And this is what you're going to have to do, okay? Don't exhaust yourself, because the spirit world are not going to work with you. They'll move away from you. And you will think, oh, the spirit's still with me, but they will not be, because they don't want to make us ill. They want us to keep on working. So we have the responsibility of saying, I'm sorry, I can see you tomorrow, but I cannot see you today. All right? So you've got to start thinking. And your mother here is, you're telling.
Can I ask her a question?
Yeah.
When she took me down, further down, into the head, down to a beautiful blue, like an ocean, going down into heaven, the glimpse peak of a beautiful white surrounding. So now she pointed upstairs, opened up a door, made a room, chair in the middle, hundreds of people sitting in the room.
Right. First of all, she said she only accompanied you. It was your guide that actually took you there. But she was with you because she wanted to make sure her baby boy was all right. Yeah. Okay. The reason you saw the room with the chair and the people was because you glimpsed into the future. There will come a time when you will be used as the teacher of the Spirit. You will be telling other people about your experiences, about the world of spirit, about our belief system, about taking responsibility for themselves. This, she says, is why I'm telling him not to work too hard. Now, when do you retire from the police?
End of next year.
Then these doors will open up then. And that's what they were showing you. But please, Tor, make sure you know what you're talking about before you say it. Okay? Because the people, nothing to do with you, but people will hear what they want to hear. Take Sandra that was in the group. Now, I heard what she was saying, which was not what I was saying. And I said, look, I've got 14 witnesses that will tell you what I said. I did not say that, because a lady come later in the evening when I was going to bed to tell me that she was crying and everything like that. And she said, oh, she said, you said, and I said, I did not say that. I said, I've got 14 witnesses that you can ask. So that's what I'm just giving you an example. People will hear what they want to hear. So make sure that you know what you're talking about before you start speaking. Because otherwise people will say, oh, he said this and he said that, and you hadn't. Or if you said it, it wasn't what they heard. You meant something totally different, do you see? So that's why Mama here is being, a bit cautious for her baby boy. And because she loves you. She doesn't want nothing to happen to you. And unfortunately, there's a lot of strange people out there. Okay? So just all I'm saying from your mother is be careful. Okay? And also, Tor, if you start doing healing in your own home, make sure your wife is around. Okay? Because you may get women that will say that you did things that you didn't. And if your wife is there, you've got your witness.
She will be with me.
Good.
She will prepare the room and everything.
Yeah, that, you see, as long as she's somewhere around, because I've known marvellous mediums, one particular man who a woman said he had abused her, and it went to court and it destroyed him. He was a wonderful healer. He used to give me healing, wonderful healer. And that's why I'm saying have your wife that she's around so that she can say, no way, my husband will never do that. And it doesn't matter how good a person you are, how upstanding you are, people will believe the worst. Okay?
They asked me to focus on female with breast cancer.
Yes, I know you said, yeah.
Is there any particular...
You're a wonderful healer. And I know that over the years, I've been doing this 30 years, that they will use certain healers for certain things. That I'm very good with bones. Anything with bones. You, obviously, are very good with the cancer cells. So your guide has obviously been working on that for many, many, many centuries. And so using you as his healer, those cancer cells are going to shrivel up. No, darling, I'm sorry. I've seen several with you. But unless they say to me it's okay, you can tell him, I don't. I will tell you one man that I saw very clearly with you was a Viking. even have the hat on and the horns. Very gentle soul, big man, but very gentle soul. And I did see him, so I'll tell you that one. But there are others with you. And when you do trance, it'll be somebody else with you. When you're doing the healing, it'll be another one. Because they will specialise, you see. Like you are a policeman and you specialise in the law. So therefore, anybody that wanted a guide, you would be ideal, you see. So that's how it works. This is why we have a guide for healing and a guide for trance and a guide for Ling. Hopefully will talk to you tomorrow. And he is my main man. He's my philosopher. He just seems to know everything. And he's a wonderful soul. But he never comes in a sitting unless he asks me. Sometimes he'll say, may I speak to this person? And also Umpadi is my healing guide. Ling doesn't heal. So it's the same for you, same for everybody. So I know that you have a Viking. I haven't got a clue what his name is. But I also feel there are many more with you.
I know the 4 doctors.
Gender, yes, good. As long as you know them, that's important. Yes. Wonderful. So therefore, you see, Mama here is saying she's so proud of you. She's so proud of you. I could cry with the emotion. I want to come to your father next. If your mother will let me go there. She keeps talking. Okay, your father, not as tall as you.
No.
And
Almost about your size.
But I feel very strong personality. And a man who was honest and would never dream of taking anything that wasn't his. I feel he was polite, but very firm, very strict in a way, because he was somebody who I feel, okay, your mother's saying, yeah, go on, tell him, she's like,
always having with little people.
Yeah, but he was also a perfectionist.
100%.
If he was going to do something, he had to do it properly. Now, he's given me his hands here, as though he worked with his hands.
He was a painter. House painter.
Okay, fine, that's lovely. I could do with him. Want to come round to me? And, but you see, I feel people loved him and respected him. And when he passed to the spirit world, was he only in his 70s?
72.
Thank you. Still quite young. And he says, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go. He fought to hang on to life. But unfortunately, it was his time. And, right, okay. Was he on injections?
Yeah, diabetes.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a hypo here, you see. And I was going to say to you, was he diabetic? Because I am, you say. Now, that is something you've got to watch. Because the stronger your mediumship gets, they do use the spleen. So you need to have checkups every now and again to make sure that you're not diabetic. Because your father was, and it's in the genes. So it's quite possible you will be. Okay? So be careful here. I would have every 6 months a checkup just to make sure. And they would in England, I don't know about in your country. If there's any sort of sign of diabetes in the family, they will automatically give you 6 monthly checkups. So your father here, he says, very dignified, will you tell my son, I am very proud of him. I delight in his gifts. You will help so many people. You already have helped hundreds of people. But there is more to do. I will be with you. I will impress your mind when I have the knowledge. We are very happy here now that your mum and me are together. We see many things. We go to concerts, beautiful music. We just sit on the grass, your mother and I, your uncles, your aunties, your grandparents, we are all together. And we're able to listen to this beautiful music. We also go to discussions, to lectures. We hear the most beautiful words. I just wished we had this understanding more when we was on the earth. I know I should have told you that I loved you, but you know what us men are like. But I do love you, and I certainly respect you. I'm very proud that you're my son. And I know that the work you do in the future will be of simplicity, of truth, and of love. And I and your mother will always be there. We have met some of the people who guide you, who are your teachers, and I can assure you that they are of the highest form, the highest consciousness. So that has made you someone special. And I don't want to boast, because you know I was not a boaster. But I am proud of you, and I want you to know that. Do you know somebody in the spirit realm called Sven or Sven? Who's that?
Mama.
Ah, thank you, darling. She's been trying to give me that name. Okay, that's lovely. Oh, what a nice name, Sven. Oh, I like that. She's laughing. She's you know, and when she laughs, her belly moves. Oh, so happy. Is there anything you'd like to ask your people in the spirit world?
But so many things, but I got most of my answers, and I was the patient.
Yeah.
And I will do it in the order as foreseen.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Good, good. You may even, I've just been told, is that you, Link? You want to have a word? Okay, just give me a minute. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
I hope you can understand me.
Yes, very well.
I am here on behalf of those who work with you.
Thank you.
So when I speak to you, although I am using my child to do this, this is coming from those who work with you.
Thank you.
They are very pleased with your progress, and we are delighted that you have come here to learn how to use your gifts. It is only through others of knowledge that you learn, as you well know. yours here who teach you asked you if you would sit more in the stillness in your own home and just allow them to work with you.
We'll do that on daily basis.
There is no words yet that are wished to be spoken. But they wish to work with you to get the blending of the minds, your mind and theirs, as I'm using my child now.
I will do that, sit alone home and meditate so they can blend in.
Thank you. Thank you. They are very pleased. You do not have to sit longer than 20 minutes. If you wish to sit for half an hour, that is up to you. But they need to work with you because you have not had all this knowledge before. And now you do have the knowledge. And it is good that we can use you. Also, I wish to say that they would like you to have a group of people who can sit with you in a circle because they would like to use you eventually as a physical medium. But that is not yet. That will come in the future. There is so much they want to say to you, but they wish to do it a little bit at a time, so that you don't go rushing ahead. You are only a baby, and take one step at a time. In that way, like my child, then it will be so easy for those that teach you. But you must have patience, and I know that as a disciplined mind, you can do this. So I've only just popped in because they asked me to speak to you directly, and it is important because I do not come in sittings normally. Only if your teachers ask me to bring forward this message. Please read as much as you can of different types of mediumship. It will help you as well. So I wish you great health. Like my child, you need to lose some of this weight.
Yes.
That it does not matter to us.
If you can pop into me once in a while, give me a boost.
We do not see your flesh, you see. We look at your soul. That's what we're interested in, the soul and the mind. We're not interested in